Well, the mission for Arrival was always about bringing together what we call the best part of travel. So, for anyone who's been in the travel industry for years, there's a million conferences for hotels and destinations and airlines, but there's never been a platform or an event where operators of day tours, activities, attractions, events, experiences, basically, all of the things that travelers do when they arrive in a destination, there's never been a place where this industry could come together and learn, understand what's happening within the sector, understand the new technologies and changes in distribution and marketing and what consumers are looking for. So our whole mission is to bring this industry together and help advance the business. And I think for 2023 especially, this industry has been so significantly impacted by the pandemic over the past 3 years. It's really about reactivating the community, the industry, getting everybody kind of back and ready for what is definitely going to be an extraordinary recovery in Asia over the next 18 months. Why Bangkok? Well, why not Bangkok? I mean, it's one of the great cities of the world, and the people are amazing, and there's some fantastic tour operators here. It's a great place to get to, and the Thai omelets are fantastic, so we're going to make sure we get those as well. Yeah, so first of all, those are two very different and very big topics. So I say first, with regard to sustainability, it's incredibly important within this industry because the day tour and activity operators, they're really on the front lines. They're interacting with local destinations, with communities. And so we see a number of things that are underway. So on the one hand, they're just very basic, initiatives that are a part of the industry where we're seeing more and more operators engaging in things like reducing the use of, single-use plastics, trying to kind of source hiring and resources and food from local communities, making sure a lot of the revenue that is generated from tours and activities goes into the local community. Also, another really important trend that we're seeing as more and more travelers, it's not just about seeing the big attractions or the famous temples or the Eiffel Tower or going to Disney World or Disneyland, Hong Kong or Shanghai. It's also increasingly people are going to secondary destinations. They want to have a real connection with a people, with the culture. And that creates an enormous opportunity for operators in this industry to take travelers to, let's say, secondary destinations, smaller communities, and to create a lot of revenue generating opportunity for underserved communities that often wouldn't see that, and creating all sorts of new opportunity for new experiences. And so it's really about elevating a lot of secondary destinations. So I'd say that's one. Another big trend as well, by the way, we are also seeing larger tour and activity platforms and distribution companies really stepping into the role of sustainability. So for example, TUI Musement, who is a partner here, they have an initiative in partnership with the Global Sustainable Tourism Council for their internal tour operators and experiences to adhere to a set of tour operator sustainability standards. So you cannot provide a TUI Musement experience unless you adhere to these sustainability standards. We see this as a big part of the future where the industry has to step up and say, okay, if you want to be a certified sustainable operator, you have to source all of your food locally. You have to hire locally. You have to make sure a certain percentage of revenue stays within the community. You have to maintain certain practices around kind of waste and use of plastics, and you can go on and on. But it's a really important initiative, especially for this industry. And I'll say, by the way, ourselves at Arrival, we do our very best at our events to keep our event as sustainable as possible. Unfortunately, running conferences, it is one of the, this industry produces a lot of waste just because we're constantly creating exhibits for the event and then they get thrown out. So certain things that we do, like for example, all of our exhibition tables are all, they're not kind of disposable exhibits, but these are tables that we've brought in that will be used again. We have no single-use plastics at our events as well. All of our lanyards and badges are all made from recyclable materials. So things like that we're just trying to do as well as lead within the industry, just like I know the operator community is. Okay, so that's sustainability, that's one. There's been an enormous amount of excitement around AI over the past 6 to 8 months, in particular because of ChatGPT and what has come out in the marketplace. What's been very powerful about that is, although we've been talking about AI for years, and AI in different forms has been a part of the technology industry for quite some time, ChatGPT has suddenly made it very powerfully accessible. Suddenly everyone, you can go to the site, you can log in, and you can get a sense of what's possible. And so it's creating all sorts of excitement and hype around the potential applications. We are seeing within this industry certain things that operators are doing, and very simple things like using the tool to help with creating internal documentation or writing tour descriptions. There are some companies that are doing some plugins to help generate reviews and different things. I'd say all of that is great, but I would just, taking a step back for a second, we already have actually a lot of AI in use across the industry. So a lot of the online travel agencies and other platforms are using, say, earlier forms of AI in order to help with the recommendation engines around the content that you see. I mean, in a sense, we've all been interacting with AI for years because Facebook, I mean, they use AI in order to, their recommendation engines are a part of that. I think a really big opportunity is leveraging this technology to really help the industry understand and serve up content that is really relevant for travelers, because search and discovery within tours and activities, it's a very unique problem. So here's an example. When I'm doing a flight search or a hotel search, it's pretty straightforward. Like a travel company will know, okay, I want to go to Bangkok, I tend to stay in 4-star hotels, and I like to have a gym. And so they'll make a recommendation for me based on that, and it's pretty clear, and the big travel platforms, their technology has gotten very sophisticated and it's very good. But for experiences, you know, it's totally different, right? If I do a search online for things to do in Bangkok, how do you know like who I am and what I like, right? Do I want to go see temples? Do I want to go on a bike tour? Do I want to go to the beach? Do I want to go to a museum? Like, you have no idea what my interests are. So there's a real opportunity through AI to increase the effectiveness of delivering content and answers to that question. Like, what should a website, what should an operator or an OTA put in front of me so it's going to show me something that I would really like? We're still at a very early stage, but for the experiences industry in particular, there's an enormous amount of opportunity. Getting proper technology and booking systems and connectivity and future trends in experience design, what consumers are looking for, trends in social media and marketing. So yes, are we going to talk about AI in Orlando? Absolutely, a really big topic. But are we also going to talk about sustainability and inclusivity in tours and accessibility for tours and the future of tour design? Yeah, consumer trends. It's one of the really important things. This industry is so big and it's so diverse. There are so many different needs. So I'd just say we've got, you know, we probably have about 50 hot topics planned for Orlando.